everyone, how are you on this wonderful day? What I'm going to talk about in this video is twin flames, the 5D versus the 3D. Right, and the first thing I want to say about this is that you are absolutely 100% designed to and meant to be with your twin flame in the 3D, in the physical, no matter what the circumstances are. Absolutely. And this can be quite difficult for a lot of people because on the inside it feels wonderful. There's a feeling of love, of unity, of union, but the outside doesn't match the inner. Yeah, so supposing the outside, excuse me, supposing the outside is telling you very, very potently that you're not getting what you want, that you're wasting your time, etc., etc., but a tiny little spark in your heart says yes. Well, which one's nonsense? Which one has no power? Which one's true? Which one's real? The inner is always the one that's true. It's the only thing that will ever be true. If the outside doesn't match the inner, this can be very painful for a lot of people because they don't know how to bridge that gap. It's a kung fu term. Though I'm not, I don't recommend that you kung fu your twin flame, no. Yeah, a lot of people there, they get caught up in the inner, in the 5D. I mean, there's been teachers that have talked about how you can use 5D sex as a substitute for the 3D, and no, because 5D sex is basically imaginary sex. You want the real thing. It's not, while it's a good idea to cultivate the inner connection, in fact it's absolutely essential to cultivate the inner connection, don't use that as an escape. Don't retreat off into the 5D, into the inner, whilst ignoring what you're being shown on the outside. Because the outside, if it don't feel good, if it doesn't align with what's going on in your heart, it's just showing you that there's a misalignment in consciousness which can be resolved using the mirror exercise and the work of Jeff and Shalia, twinflamesuniverse.com. The purpose of the outside is to show you these misalignments. One by one, piece by piece, step by step, and you just work through the one that's in front of you and you bring it back into alignment with love, with the tools that I just mentioned. And the other side of this coin is a lot of people get depressed because they believe that the outside is primary. And they get caught up in what's happening or what they're seeing, and they get very unhappy about it. No, no, no. The inner is always primary. The outer shows you where the blocks are and where the misalignments are and what needs realigning next. If something on the outside isn't perfect, if it's anything less than perfect, you don't have to accept that as the end result. You never have to put up with feeling bad. If anything feels anything other than perfect, it's just a little bit of work required to realign that with love. Yeah, if it feels bad, it's from ego. If it feels bad, it's illusion. That's how you know it's illusion, when it feels bad. The only reason it seems to be going on for so long is because we give power to it. Everything that you don't like will vibe out of your reality when you stop giving it power. So how do you do that? Well, you choose to take your power back from it. You put your energy into the divine. You put your power into cultivating the love within, which creates a wonderful magnetic field that will attract your twin flame. And don't feel that you have to or will even be able to avoid being triggered on this journey. Nobody will trigger you more than your twin flame. No one will annoy you more than your twin flame. But the triggering doesn't stop when union comes in. You'll be triggering each other all the way to perfect union or full enlightenment. That's a given. But to say that you don't want to be triggered is like saying that you don't want to be loved, because you're actually being loved by being triggered, because each trigger points to a place in consciousness that is asking for your love. Only you can do this. And as soon as you've loved yourself fully in that place, you bring that place in consciousness into the frequency of harmonious union. And when you do that enough, you hit the tipping point and your physical union can manifest. And that's not to say that you have to be perfect to have your union, because you don't. You don't have to heal every single little piece. Every union is unique, everyone's journey is unique, and there just comes a point in everyone's journey, in everyone's union journey, where the physical union can come in. One very big block to that is a belief that some people have in maybe being undeserving of love, or just not being able to have real love. If that belief is there, a union can't come in, but you can change that belief. You can change that pattern. So every time you experience that thought coming up, just recognize it quickly, acknowledge it, choose to let it go, choose to release that energy, let that energy go, and bring love in its place. You may have to do that over and over again. And that's why the external situation keeps coming up over and over and over again. And it will keep coming up until you fully loved yourself in that place. So, persistence. It's pretty common to have done a lot of work in one area and feeling that it's completely healed, and then the situation comes up again and you may think, oh damn, I thought I'd healed that one. Yeah, it happens, but if it does happen, that's okay. Just work through what you're being shown there too. There is an end to this stage. There is an end to this phase of the journey. And then union does come in, and you'll be able to continue the path to enlightenment together, working through stuff together as one, living one life together. You can't fail on this journey unless you quit. You know, there are times of this journey that feel tedious, they feel repetitive, they feel never-ending, and it can even get a little bit boring. But then all the best books have boring bits, and you're allowing the divine to write your true love story, and it's safe to do that. The divine's way is always the best way. Okay, everybody, I'm going to end this message here. If you would like to go deeper on this topic and would like to work together face to face, I am a certified ascension coach. The links are in the description below. Thanks for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.